Welcome to DDL. I'm Justin. This is T. We're going to get into it.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. On this episode, we are going to be talking about polling after the VP debates. A couple days ago, Alan Lichtman went on a podcast, and let's just, start there.
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. Quote. Transition over to here. So, Alan Lichtman. How do you say that?
Lichtman.
That's kind of how I pronounce it.
Yeah.
It's not who I think. It's who my system, the 13 keys to the White House, predicts. And according to the keys of the White House, we are going to have a new and path-breaking American president, Kamala Harris, will become the first woman president of the United States, at least cracking, if not shattering, the glass ceiling. And she'll become the first American president of mixed African and East Asian descent, foreshadowing where our country is going. We are rapidly becoming a majority-minority country. Old white guys like me are on the decline. Interesting. So let's chat about his little intro prediction.
Everything in this shows which way he's leaning.
100%.
Like that's my problem with it is, oh well, guys like me and like, oh she's shattering and it's yeah, okay, yeah. So chill out. Like your job is to be objective and to go, hey, according to my 13 keys, this is who's going to win the presidency. Yeah. That is your job. And so look, I get it. I get the descriptive words, but like this just reeks of, and I'm so proud, and I can't wait, and man, this will be such a great day for America when we finally. Yeah, that's what this reeks to me of. Instead of like, hey, look, I ran the numbers. This is input in, input out, which alone affects your ability to analyze your 13 keys. Because we talked about some of these keys are black and white. Most of them are somewhat kind of debatable. Yeah. And when some of them are debatable and you're leaning heavily one way, it shows me your keys aren't really actually keys. Your keys are just an ideology that you've put forth to kind of hedge your bets. So
what I'm going to do is swap back over to show you guys the next one. So during the interview, she's asking, you said you had the 13 keys to use to predict a race. What are they? And he says the keys tap into how American presidential elections really work as votes up or down on the strength and performance of the White House party. They look at the things like midterm elections, incumbency contrasts, a contest for the incumbent party, nomination, third party, short and long-term economy, policy change, social unrest, scandal, foreign military failures or successes, and only two keys have anything to do with the candidates. And they're very high threshold keys assessing whether the candidates are one of those once in a generational across the board transformational candidates like Franklin Roosevelt or Ronald Reagan. And the way the system works, 5 or fewer keys, the White House party has predicted winners, 6 or more negative keys that are predicted losers. So I wanted to read that. One is to tell you how he says his system works, and then how we actually determine whether or not they win.
And really quick, back on there. Keep in mind that phrase, once in a generational transformational candidates. Okay. Yep.
So it's really interesting that this is how he kind of, like, the first one was very like passionate and you could determine. This one's more factual.
Yes.
So very interesting in the two different ways that he answered these. Wouldn't you think that this would have been the answer? Hey, my system, the 13 keys of the White House, predicts a Kamala Harris win because of these factors.
Yes.
Right. But so that's one thing I'm noticing. It's really weird.
Yeah.
So did you want to walk through the keys again?
Sure. Let's do it.
So let's go back here to the
I think we've got his keys somewhere too. I guess I could pull up what he thinks. But
you know what? We had them down here.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Let me see if I can.
Do we still have them written or?
Yep, right here.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, I got them right here. I'm glad I wrote them down.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with the party mandate. After the midterm elections, the incumbent party holds more seats in the U.S. House of Representatives than after the previous Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I wrote down ours. I didn't write down his. Crap.
Okay, so we could probably pull his up, but we can wait until the end to do that.
Yep.
So the system consists of the 13 true or false statements pertaining to circumstances surrounding the presidential election, with an answer of true, always favoring the incumbent party. Okay. If 5 or fewer keys are false, this indicates political stability, and the incumbent party is predicted to win the election. If 6 or more are false, this indicates a political earthquake, and the incumbent party is predicted to lose. So 6 falses, they're out. 5 falses or less, they stay in.
Yep.
Okay. So with that.
So party mandate. After the midterm elections, the incumbent party holds more seats in the U.S. House of Representatives than after the previous midterm elections.
Objectively true.
The incumbent party holds more seats?
The incumbent party, the Democrat Party, holds more seats in the U.S. House of Representatives than after the previous midterms. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Republicans gained.
No, they did not. They lost.
No, sir.
Yes, they did. They absolutely lost.
Nancy Pelosi was the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
And then it went to the guy that got kicked out, and now it's Mike Johnson. The Republicans control the House, bud.
No. Oh, I
Senate.
was thinking Senate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Senate, they lost in the Senate.
Okay,
the House, they did not.
They gained in the Senate. Okay. Or in the House. They gained in the House.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that one is false.
Okay.
So I'm going to use a different color pen, and I'm going to rewrite numbers down, or answers down. False. Oh, I guess it's the same color. Whatever. 2, no primary contest. There is no serious contest for the incumbent party nomination.
That's false, because Kamala Harris
is
the serious contestant.
Yep.
So,
and there was RFK, and there was a few Dean Phillips.
Well, again,
I guess
there wasn't a contest for Biden. That's true.
Yeah. And there wasn't a contest for Kamala. She was just selected in it.
So technically it's true, but in the actual outworking of what happened, a guy stepped down in the middle of running a campaign, which has never ever happened before, and was contested and replaced by his own party, and contested and replaced by the vice presidential candidate. So, again, the wording is hard because, as far as the incumbent party nomination, not technically, but yes, technically.
Yes. And see, I would say that because RFK had put his hat in the ring, and the DNC did everything in their power through litigation to prevent him from even getting to the point where he could actually challenge appropriately, shows me that there was a very serious contest.
Yeah, that's one of those ones. Again, the wording of it. What do you do with it? With something that's never happened before?
I know, right?
It's hard.
So, do we want to go with false on this one then, or do you want to give it true?
I'm 50-50, but I'm leaning towards false, because what did we just watch if not a serious contest for the incumbent party nomination?
I would agree with that assessment.
So
incumbent seeking re-election. The incumbent party candidate is the sitting president.
Objectively false.
That is objectively false.
Well, she's the vice president. That's not the question at hand.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the question.
Nope.
The incumbent party candidate is the sitting president. She is not the sitting president. And she's distanced herself from this president.
Yep.
So, and that's, I remember that's one he had as true, which is false.
Yep. Yeah, because you were heated on that one.
I was, because it's just not, there's no wiggle room on that one.
Yeah, there is no wiggle room. It is a factual thing, and it is not factually true.
Yeah.
So, so no third party. There is no significant third party or independent campaign.
Currently, no.
That's true.
Yeah, so we'll give him a true on that for sure.
5, short-term economy. The economy is not in recession during the election campaign. Mm-hmm. So are we going after what recession actually is in using the new definition of how you quantify a recession?
I'm just going to, here's the thing.
Okay.
Because we debated on what a recession is. I typed in, is America in a I didn't type in anything else. Top response, recession. Second response, recession 2024. Fourth response, recession right now. Fifth response, recession now. Sixth response, a Great Depression. I'm just saying, okay, go ahead.
Yep. So the question is are we in a recession? My personal thought is yes, we are in a recession. I'm not going to use the changed definition of what a recession is because Biden wanted to keep himself out of a recession. Well, the Biden-Harris campaign wanted to keep themselves from being defined as having a recession. But we are in a recession. Would you agree?
I agree. Again, it's
okay. So we're going false.
But technically, are we? Well, what's the word mean anymore? Because we did change the definition, and also, I look at it. Interest rates as are higher. Well, they just went down, but the inflation rates. Like, look at inflation across the board. We're at least 15% inflation. Guess what? If you want to be a great investor, invest in real estate because generally over a 15-year term, real estate goes up anywhere from 10 to 15%. It's one of the best investments you can make back on your money. There's ebbs and flows. You got to pick the right time to buy. You got to pick the right time to sell. However, investment is one of those things that's the best thing that you can do to hedge your bets in investing. We are now, 4 years after 2020, we are now at a 15% increase across the board. That's for everything. Specific food is higher. Gas is there are so many things that are actually higher than the 15%. And so when I look at it, I go, okay, well, even if you made the best investments 4 years ago, your best investments are not ahead of the rate of inflation. That is crazy for a 4-year period. Some of the best investments you can make, you're not ahead on.
Yep.
Because the economy is in such bad shape with inflation rates. And it's like, well, technically we're not in a recession. It's like, well,
that's because you changed the definition.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
literally,
yeah.
during this presidency. So
strong long-term economy. This one is an academic question, and it is true.
Yeah.
7, major policy change. The incumbent administration affects corrected. So, do you think that's true, or do you think that's false, or what are you thinking on this one there?
Have they made major changes? Is that the phrasing they're looking for? Changes to affected.
Effects major changes.
Affects major changes in is it global policy or
national policy?
National policy. That's right. Major effects changed national policy.
The incumbent administration affects major changes in national policy.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did say, hey, there's a positive here for Biden because, abortion went away.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was a big change.
Yeah. So.
Not one he wanted.
Yeah.
But it was one that, greatest president of our lifetime.
Yep. So last time we gave it a true.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we probably want to keep it a true.
Yeah, I would say it's true.
Okay.
Not in the way they want.
Yeah, not in the way they want, but
yeah,
it's still true. No social unrest. There is no sustained social unrest during the term, and so the argument I gave was regarding the activist protests that are going on in major cities across the board regarding the Israel-Palestine. So to me, there is a lot of social unrest in the United States. Do you still agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So false. 8 is a false. Just so you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 falses. One more and Trump's the winner.
Okay.
And we're only on question 9.
Okay.
No scandal. The incumbent administration is untainted by major scandal.
Hunter Biden. Next.
Abbygate.
Just saying. Oh, there's a lot of taint in this
Extreme amount.
administration.
It was the same way under Obama. There was a lot of scandal under his administration, yet people say that he was the first scandal-free president. Like, no. Sorry, guys.
Hey, what was his last act when he shipped the hundreds of millions of dollars? Or was it billions of dollars to Iraq? Yeah, billions. Iran. Sorry.
Iran.
It was billions to Iran, not millions to Iraq. Yeah. I was way off.
So no foreign or military failure. Afghanistan,
the border.
Yeah, so that's a false as well. Just in case you guys can't count, Trump's already won.
Go ahead.
Major foreign or military success? False.
They have not. That is false. There's no way you can say that they've been successful. That's one to star as well, to see what he says on that. Because there are no successes. We've dumped a ton of money into Ukraine, but nothing's happened.
Yep.
We're starting to put boots on the ground in the Middle East, but nothing's happened. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Charismatic incumbent. The incumbent party candidate is charismatic or a national hero.
Again, I will go back to you may not like Trump, but what you can't say.
The incumbent.
Oh.
The incumbent.
Reading is fun, demental. The incumbent candidate is charismatic. She laughs a lot.
Yeah.
She is a candidate.
His answer is false.
Oh no. You're gonna fall. What did you fall out of a coconut tree? Did you hear that one?
No.
No, that was one of her. Her mom asked her, "Did you fall out of a coconut tree when we were kids?"
Really?
I don't see the charisma in her. I
don't either.
Yeah.
So that's false.
Yeah, I'd say false.
13. The challenging party candidate is not charismatic or a national hero. Go ahead.
Two assassination attempts?
Yeah.
Again,
yeah.
Say what you want about Trump, man. The guy's charismatic. So, he's good at what he does.
So unfortunately, we have 1, 2, 3 trues.
Okay,
and
so
we had 3 trues last time as well. So our predictions has not changed.
Okay, so I guess we were thinking because of the military involvement that would change something, but it hasn't changed.
No, it hasn't changed anything from our perspective.
Yeah,
and I do remember his responses. Both of those were false as well.
What?
Him, the military responses.
Those were falses.
Those were falses.
Oh, so he was honest with those.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones he's not honest with were the Trump and.
Did he have 12 and 13 is true?
No, he had 12 and 12 is false and 13 is true.
He did say Kamala was not charismatic.
Yeah, we can actually.
Yeah. Let's pull it up.
Let's see. I'm going to swap over back to.
Yeah, I remember he did say Trump was not charismatic. I do remember that. It's funny. I looked up the definition of a recession. AI is telling on on the Google search definition. So Google says a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified in a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. Mm-hmm. So let's Google America's GDP per quarter and see if we can find that. So that way we can give a fair definition on whether it's a recession. But here's what AI says. A recession is a period of economic decline that lasts more than a few months and is marked by a number of economic indicators, including GDP, a decline, in the goods and services a country produces, unemployment, a significant rise, business activity, a decline in business activity such as investment and household spending, loans, a rise in the number of households and businesses that are unable to pay back loans, and business closures, an increase of the number of businesses that close down.
Interesting.
That's way fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just GDP on the AI overview for that. So.
I'm trying to find his list which he has listed out. We should have wrote it down or taken a screenshot of it last time we were doing it. But as far as I know, I am reading the articles that I've read on his what he's doing. He has not changed any of his predictions. I just don't remember what all of them were.
Oh, okay. So those are the same.
Yeah. So, and my internet's not working again. There it goes.
Quarter.
Yeah, this is talking about the Nate Silver stuff, but this is just giving the breakdown of the Trump or the whatever. But
I guess the last 2 quarters are saying that there was an increase in the GDP.
was that given by the same one where they had to go and correct all of the jobs numbers?
Well, that's just GDP without the.
Oh no! I'm poking fun at the fact that they reported job numbers and then and then they had to go and revise all of them, and it was much lower than they were reported,
right.
So
Right.
Well, I think.
So even if the recession one is technically wrong, we still have plenty.
Yes. Yeah.
Of falses. So yeah.
There is no way around it. I don't know how Alan Lichtman is coming up with Kamala's going to win when all of his keys indicate that Trump should win.
Well, even if he thinks Kamala is charismatic,
yeah,
we still don't get there.
No, he's only got 3 trues, which make 10 falses. So he needs to get another 5.
And even if we give him there's no challenging party incumbent, okay, we still don't get there.
Yeah.
So even being generous, we're still at 7.
Yeah.
Falses?
No, that'd be 9. Or no, 1, 2. Yeah, it'd be 7. Sorry.
So even being generous on 3, we're still at 7, which is 2 more than we need, or 1 more.
Yeah.
No, 1 more than we need. So I'm trying to think what else. What else can we be generous on?
Nothing really.
What military success? Yeah, and he had the military success. What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's the bias. I mean, he showed his bias in the opening statement of that podcast.
Right.
And it's just unfortunate. Like, you're supposed to be this guy who applying your keys, but you're showing your bias.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I go back to, okay, well, the polls say this, the polls say that, the polls say this. It's like, okay, well, we're looking at them and we're trying to analyze them, and we've seen states kind of dipping and rising and falling, and it's like, what am I seeing that's making any actual dramatic change in the political winds? Like, what's happened? What's really going on? Yeah. And the only thing that we've seen recently, we saw President Trump assassination attempt. We saw Biden drop out. We saw RFK drop out. We see Biden possible second attempt on his life. We see the presidential debates, and now we've seen the vice presidential debates. Yeah. And I don't know how you walk away from the vice presidential debates with a higher number for Democrats. That just
it blows my mind.
To me, just watching what I've seen, it's I don't know. I don't see how they win.
Yeah, I don't either.
And I'm not trying to be smug or like, oh, my party is going to win. I don't see how Kamala has enough momentum to bypass Trump.
Yeah. And
I personally don't think it's going to be close. But that's just kind of that's more of a gut feeling that I get. Like, I don't know how it's going to be close. But
what I would like to see happen is Trump win the Electoral College and then also outperform on the popular vote. If that happens, I don't think we'll see any unrest, because that's what I'm truly hoping happening. If Trump wins on the Electoral College but Kamala gets popular, we're going to be in the same boat we were in 2016, and then in 2020 it's the same crap, different pile. I mean, it's
right.
And I don't really want to see that. So
yeah, and I think ultimately, as far as the election goes, I think sometimes the polls are put out there to either encourage people to come or discourage people from the other side in coming. Yep. And that's why it's hard to get a true gauge of the polls, because so many of the polls are biased because here's the thing: if CNN gets really, really, really good news for Trump, I'm just going to crumple that one up and throw it in the trash. Yep. hey, there's this one that's positive for Trump, but it's not crazy positive.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can keep that one and explain it away.
Yep.
But yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, not much changes other than the fact that the polls keep changing, but it looks like we're basically in the same position we were a month ago.
And who are you going to vote for? Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Just simple Trump or Harris.
Yeah.
Or if you want to, Kamala, if you want to.
Vivek.
By the way, you know the Trump flag that I told you, the Trump flag versus Biden Harris flag. Across the street from each other. They did finally, just this last week, get the official Harrison Walls flag to update it to instead of just sliding Biden's name out of the way like the Democrats did, not just symbolically but literally. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for the update on that. That's
The turf wars. Yeah.
It's heating up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's getting good.
Fair. All right. Yeah. Drop in the comments who you're voting for. Let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Till next time.